Aside from realising that anyone can be a yogi so long as they have the right attitude, the crucial takeaway from my time in India was my discovery of the Yoga Sutra, which is more a manual for how to do life than a guide to postures or instructions on how to breathe or meditate. It is a detailed exploration of the mindset that you move into when you practice yoga, as well as how to evolve and change. I studied the Yoga Sutra the old-fashioned way, not by reading, but by listening, repeating and memorising it. My fellow students and I had to repeat what our teacher chanted, verse by verse. As we progressed through the sutra, we'd be given an example drawn from everyday life to show us exactly what each line meant. More than the literal meaning of the words, we needed a practical understanding of what each sutra signified. The real test of understanding came when the teacher asked us to give an example from our own life of the idea contained in the sutra. We would repeat this process of listening, chanting, telling stories and sense-checking as many times as it took to satisfy our teacher that we had truly incorporated the sutra into our whole being. As a method of learning, this oral tradition felt positively medieval. Actually, it was even older. This is how teachers and pupils studied all over the ancient world, and in every culture where there was no written language. But though it was archaic, it was also highly effective. I loved that it was so deeply practical. We weren't just memorising words, or even focusing on the poetry of the Sanskrit language. We learned the significance of those words by bringing the sutra into our own everyday lives. Yoga can, of course, be practiced in a way that emphasises its mystical or esoteric side, and I see the appeal of this approach. But to my mind, the reason for yoga's incredible effectiveness is precisely its insistence that we envelop the esoteric within the everyday. This is what so impressed and moved me when I was studying in Chennai. I hope to be able to pass on just a little of that sense of excitement and possibility through this book. The Yoga Sutra is an incredible blend of psychology and philosophy. If that makes it sound a bit heavy, I should say that it's pretty short, only 195 lines. And beneath the poetic language, its message is simple. Positive change is achievable for all of us. If you pay close attention to what you do, think and feel, you can refine your actions in order to suffer less. From there, your life is yours for the exploring. It is a manifesto that describes how to wake up to life's possibilities and awaken your own. For me and countless others, it has been transformational. I love the fact that it still feels so relevant, even though it was written in such a different culture and context from our own. Despite that gulf of difference, it can still guide us to make practical changes in our lives. It feels universal. I never tire of applying a line of wisdom from the Yoga Sutra to help someone get a grip on their addiction to social media, say, or dial down their conflict with a partner, or manage their anxiety over parenting. The text frequently discusses the blockages on our paths through life, and how they are always the product of our own minds. They develop from things like our fears and desires and our egos. It is constantly nudging us to ask questions about what's getting in our way and where it's coming from. How have old feelings been processed via our memories and through the power of our imaginations into stories? Do those stories serve us? What do we believe about ourselves and the world? What are we attached to? What are we over-attached to? What do we identify with? How do we identify? Why? These are the questions that shape my work and that will shape this book and your journey through it. I want to tell you a brief story to show you what I mean. I've been talking to a woman called Kelly for a number of years now. During the time we've known each other, she's become a mother and moved out of London to live in the countryside with her husband and daughter. There are lots of things about this move that she loves, but feeling cut off from family and friends as she struggles with how to parent her 3-year-old is not one of them.